we're back here in Judy's Keto Kitchen. I'm really excited about this recipe. I'm making my birthday cake. My birthday's in a couple of days, so I'm making my birthday cake, and it's going to be a chocolate peanut butter roll. I love chocolate. I love peanut butter. I don't get to eat peanut butter very often, so it's my birthday. I'm going to eat peanut butter. And it's going to be a chocolate sponge cake. So I start off with 6 eggs separated. We have the egg whites in this bowl, the egg yolks in this bowl. I'm going to add some sweetener. The sweetener helps to whip up the egg whites really well. This is actually better stevia chocolate flavor. I'm using that to add a little bit of chocolate. I don't use a lot of sweetener because the filling is going to be sweet. So I'm going to whip this to a stiff peak. Could take up to 6 minutes, maybe not. This is only 6 egg whites, so mix it on high. Now in this bowl we have 6 egg yolks. And to that I'm going to add 30 grams of xylitol because that's what we use is xylitol. Use whatever granular sweetener you want. And we're going to mix this up till it's light and fluffy and pale. What I used to do is I used to do the egg yolk mixture first and then the egg whites. And you'd have to wash everything in between, make sure it's dry. And then I'm like, why don't you just do the egg whites first? We're going to beat the egg yolks. So the egg yolks are light colored and fluffy. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I make my own vanilla extract. And if you were using chocolate extract, you would add the chocolate extract here. You don't need to. You can also make your own chocolate extract with vodka and cocoa nibs. And here I have 30 grams of cocoa powder and a teaspoon of gelatin. So we're going to add that. And we're going to mix it well. Start mixing it up so it doesn't go all over the place. Now we're going to fold in the egg whites about 1/3 at a time. And you can use a spatula. As I mentioned several times, I prefer a spoon. I have better feel with a spoon. I used to be so afraid of egg whites and folding egg whites into mixtures before keto. I would never do anything where you had to fold in the egg whites because it's like, oh, I just can't do it. But now being keto 10 years, I'm not afraid at all. Normally what I do for my birthday cake, this is not my normal. For the past 10 years, or 8 or 9 years anyway, for our birthdays, I made my flourless chocolate cake, which is amazing. But it's very dense, it's very filling, it's delicious, and I've made it every year. But I still have some frozen from last year because we really don't eat that many sweets. And I thought, this year, try something different. Try some peanut butter and chocolate combinations. So I came up with this chocolate peanut butter roll. I have a jelly roll pan, or I think it's also a half sheet pan, lined with parchment paper. And we'll pour the batter into the pan. And you want to spread it out evenly. So I took the cake out of the oven after 20 minutes, and I just lightly placed parchment paper over it. And now it's warm, but not hot to the touch. And what we will do now hopefully is flip it over. Oh, I know I should have done something else first, but what I should have done is loosen the sides to make sure that it was not stuck on any side. But it worked out fine, luckily. And now you just peel off, and I'm so excited that I'm going to fill it with peanut butter ganache. I had never heard of peanut butter ganache until we watched the Greatest Big British Baking Show, and they made peanut butter ganache, and I'm like, whoa, peanut butter ganache, yay. So this is the peanut butter ganache that I made earlier today, and I'll link to the video, and we're going to, it has hardened somewhat or firmed up somewhat. I don't know how much of this I'll need, but try to get it to the end. Not too much because you don't want it to flow out. Now there are still some white chunks in this, which maybe I should have used a immersion blender, but it's good enough for me. So if your peanut butter ganache is not completely melted, the chocolate is not completely melted, what helps is if the chips are, the chocolate's really small. If you've seen me do my chocolate ganache, you know that I grate it, so it's very tiny. I did not do this. I want to get it to the end just a little bit because it's going to flow. I just want to make sure there's enough on there to Okay, so now we're going to roll it up, and it helps if you can roll it up tightly. So you start it by rolling it tightly, and as you see, the filling will sometimes ooze out, which is why you don't always need it right to the end. And then you wrap the paper around and you put it in the refrigerator to cool for a couple of hours. So I'm putting this in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, and we'll be back to slice it and taste it. So I just took the chocolate peanut butter roll out of the refrigerator. It's been in there for a couple of hours, and I cannot wait to try it. No, my birthday's not for a couple days, but I'm going to try this with you right now. Oh, look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. And now I get to taste it. That is so good. Peanut butter ganache and the chocolate sponge cake. Just the right amount of sweetness. Peanut butter, chocolate. It's amazing. It tastes so good.